Hi, my name's Jo Kenworthy and I'm based in Glastonbury in the UK, which is an amazing place to live. I've lived here now for 9 years, just going into my 10th year. It's the heart chakra and the third eye chakra of the world, and it has 52 ley lines going in, which at the time that I moved here, I didn't realise the significance of that, or the fact that I was going to be working with the Mayan dream spell, which has been just totally amazing for me. I'm in my 10th year of working with it now, and working with it every day to tune in and learn new ways to remember who I am and why I came here at this time. So today, this workshop that I'm creating on the 14th of November 2020 is all about that amazing framework and why it was created at this time for us, how the prophecy foretold everything that's happening now. So although it is very challenging, it's trusting that it is a necessary process to begin a new way of being for human beings on planet Earth. So I've got the calendar here behind me, and we are just going to change the camera a bit to move it up. We're here on White Solar Dog Day. So as you can see, it's in a green part of the calendar. I'm going to try and keep it as simple as possible today for people who are initiating into this complex system. And on one level, it is extremely complex because, of course, human evolution and patterns and codes, our individual blueprints, if you will, are complex. But on another level, it is simple. It's about healing. It's about remembering who we are and why we came here, to heal our ancestral wounding pattern. And so, as you can see there's a DNA pattern in the calendar, and this is really key to understanding how this pattern works. So I'm going to try and fill you in a little bit on what's happening right here, right now, because this very much is about synchronizing with natural patterns and natural flow. And that's something that we've really gone out of alignment with as human beings on planet Earth for many thousands of years. And I believe that this was key to our evolution, that we had to swing out into very out of balance ways. And at the moment, we are experiencing extreme embodiments of that on planet Earth. We can see that there are extreme things happening out there. So what I'm going to offer you today is a perspective and my understanding of working with this incredible system in my 10th year, and tell you more about today. I'm going to include an ebook in this video as well, so I'm going to bring that up in a moment, hopefully on this recording, so that you can access it. And you can contact me at any time to find out more information, or check out my blog, flowwithjo.com. My intention in doing this workshop and my understanding around doing this work is, as I said earlier, this matrix was created thousands of years ago, and it's helping us to understand that there is a divine plan. And as challenging as it may be at the moment, it is taking us through a process that's very necessary so that we can come out the other side. So we are in a 13-day process. All of these codes on here are 13-day processes. And we began in the red castle at the top of the calendar on the 30th of March 2020. So these spirals run for 260 days, and they are a human evolution process. They're a 9-month process. If you choose to start to work with this process, it assists us in realigning with natural law and natural time. And using the regular Gregorian calendar means we're in a very different system. We're not in alignment with natural cycles, and we're using a numerical system of 12 and 7. And in terms of the number 12, that keeps us in a fixed space of keep going over the same old labyrinth. With the Mayan, because it has the number 13, this is the number of the shift. So it allows us to shift into a different space if we choose to be a human being who's working consciously as a conscious creator. So what does that really mean, being a conscious creator? So when we come into life, in the beginning, we come into a human being family. And we inherit the patterning literally in our DNA. We inherit the behaviours, we inherit the belief systems that go with that. This is so key to White Dog. And at some point, some people choose to start to really look deeply at how this feels for them. And this is, again, the belief system that I have been working with now for many years. So I've been working with psychology for 25 years because I wanted to understand myself, and as a parent at the time, I wanted to understand more about my children and how I could be a conscious creator of their environment and how I related to them. So I believe that this time on planet Earth, we're now going into a time where we're becoming very conscious of what has created us as an individual, our environment, our family, and how we learned behaviours through our experiences with our family and with our environment, and how to now go beyond that through understanding and healing our experiences. That's the most important thing in order to create something new, so create something wise. This is what the whole of this is about. It's about the human beings who are ready to come into maturation and to heal our ego. So to go from being childlike to being codependent to being emotionally immature. Again, the majority of the mindset on our planet is based on intellectual understanding, and the focus is very much around mindfulness as a conscious way of being. With this other system, and the next level of our evolution, I believe, is emotional healing. Because once you understand the biology and the way that our human being body works, then this is absolutely essential in order to heal the heart, because the heart is the key to set us free from the old story. So the 13-day process that we're in right now began on the 6th of November. So again, the way that you can really use this system is to use it in a very, very practical way. And in the ebook, I have put a decoder in there, which I'll show you in a moment. You can then work out your own Mayan sign if you don't already know it. You can put anybody else in your family, so you can do a family constellation as and when you're ready to. and you can then see who's in your life. You can have more understanding using this template, and that I found to be absolutely incredible for myself and the people that I've worked with over the years. You can take it to a whole new level. Once you're 52, you become a Mayan elder, and basically that means that you have done 4 times 13-year patterns. So once we've done those 4 times 13-year patterns, we have done our 52 years, and then we simply repeat what came before. So we can use this amazing tool to understand and consciously go deeper with each day in this 260-day matrix. So for example, this year I have mapped all of my code, all of my 52 years, and work with those now on a daily basis. So I know with each 13-day process what I am working with, what year in my life I am working with. And it is just mind-blowing, because with this constant refinement, you can just become much more aware of your human being story and really start to shape your destiny through seeing the wisdom, seeing the grace, and seeing the whole experience in a whole different way. So the more that we heal and the more that we set ourselves free from our ancestors' point of blockage, if you like, we've all come so far to be here right now. So our survivor's instinct is so strong, and all of our ancestors have created that process for us already. Some things now are ready to transform further, so we can go from survival mode into thriving, and we can come more into balance with our sacred feminine self. At this time, we are at the tipping point, we are at the apex point of the patriarchal masculine pattern, and it's very, very intense for us right now to be experiencing this, and to be experiencing many narcissistic patterns, many coercive control patterns right now. However, the positive intention behind that, and I believe, you know, with the universe that we of course are an expression of, we are repeatedly going through experiences until we learn from them, until we create solutions. So it's let's go around again, you know, we keep going around and around, and each time we can have a different experience if we choose to heal. The basis of the calendar and the understanding that I've come to through it is that we are in a giant mystery school. We are in a holograph. And so we can see our childhood story around us, and this keeps replaying in different forms, but it's the same story. So again, the potentiality of that is so that we can master this story. We can really understand how it came to be written, how it came to be played out, what are the underpinning factors that created it. And the more that we understand, the more that we can then start to create a different structure and a different story. So again, on a personal basis, if you go back to the 6th of November and think what was happening for me back then, because we're in the white wind wave spell, and we're on day 9 of it. So I'm going to just bring that up now. Okay, so I'm just going to scroll back to the beginning. So you'll have access to this document, and if you've not come across this language before, it's galactic, you know, it's different. You don't need to fully understand it either in order to work with it. So my perspective is I try and put it into a practical framework, but I do understand that there's so much information in here, and as I say, I've been working with it. I'm in my 10th year now, so it's a different language, so they use different words, but the process is all about personal transformation. The key thing I believe for us to understand at this time, the most important thing is our emotional evolution. So it's understanding that our body holds story, it holds information in our amygdala, and this creates emotional triggers, it creates emotional patterns. I've been working with emotional freedom technique now since 2007, so blew me away when I learned how this amazing energy therapy works. So basically I use the wave spell to give me a framework for me and the people that I work with for understanding what's coming up every day. There's a timeline, and this timeline is explained in the framework of the Mayan calendar. So we can understand when we get triggered, when we have something that upsets us in our story today, it's always from a childhood story, because this is where our patterns were formed. And on a deeper level, these patterns go right back to the beginning of time, to our ancestors. Through our ancestors, we are an embodiment of them. So the more that we understand this, the more that we can work with this, and the more that we can work with our ancestors. And of course, we just had Halloween and All Saints Day, so All Souls Day. So our ancestors are close at the moment. We're coming up to a supermoon in Scorpio on the 15th as well. So this is an amazing time. Today we're in the last day of the Mayan self-existing moon, and tomorrow we'll go into the overtone moon, the mastery moon. So everything that we've been working with since the 26th of July is, we're really coming into mastery and awareness of that now. So the moon is our childhood self, our emotional self, and so this framework really helps us focus on key days, key astrology, and takes us through a process. So on the 6th of November, we began here with White Wind. White Wind is the second Mayan sign. And as such, it's all about new learning. It's remembering that we are a human being who is carrying a spirit, a higher self. So we're in partnership. The more that we heal, the more that we can embody our spirit. The more that we heal, the more that we become disciplined about our behavior and start to model healthy behavior that isn't codependent anymore, because we're running huge power imbalance, codependent patterns on the planet. So this is really key. Okay, so on the 6th of November, we began that process. And so there's loads of resources on here for you to use. So On any wave spell, we can begin a wave spell and set an intention. And I'm not going to go over each individual one in depth, but it's all there for you to check out. Like I say, there'll be a link for you to go to so you can have a look at this ebook if you choose. So day 4 was a key day. So that's the 9th of November. And that's Red Self-Existing Serpent Day, which is a burner day, which is in the Mayan ancient tradition, that would have been a huge sacrificial day. And it was a way of channeling the collective people's emotions. So they would have had some sort of ceremony or a games process. And so that's a really key day to note, because Red Self-Existing Serpent is all about our relationships and how our energy flows in our body because of that. So that's what the structure of this 13-day process is about. Day 4 is always about the structure. So coming up to today, and here we are at White Dog. So we're at a gateway point. Step number 9, day 9, is the solar day, and it's the Buddha process. So if you're aware of numerology, it's where we can go to the next octave, because 8 is the octave, so 9 is going to a different level altogether. And the more that we heal, the more that we work with our triggers and understand that there's something going on there, there's an old story there, because that's what triggers are. They hold emotional intensity because we've had an experience that hasn't been healed, that hasn't been resolved. So this is White Dog. In the Mayan, it's called Ok, and it's code number 10, so it's the 10th Mayan sign. Its planet is Mercury, so Mercury being our messenger from our god and goddess. And again, depending on what your belief system is, this is our higher self. This is our spirit that is guiding us. So White Dog is all about our heart's desire. In the natal chart in astrology, this is the 10th house. This is the midheaven. And so it's our heart's desire is to be loved and to be accepted by our tribe, by our family members, by our companions of destiny. This is about loyalty, this is about love. And of course, going back historically thousands of years, we will have experienced trauma in these areas where maybe we haven't agreed with a tribe, maybe we haven't agreed with the ruling mindset. So again, very much what's happening at the moment is bringing all of these issues to the surface. So the more that we can heal our birth family and old story, the more that we come into our power, the more that we feel empowered and that we feel at peace. Often we have challenges in our birth tribe because we bring in new energy, we bring in new awareness, we bring in a different mindset. And so we're often at odds. And as a child, we may feel unloved at times. We may feel like an alien. You know, what am I doing in this family? And that's because we hold the gateway of new beginnings. We have to experience the birth family and hopefully get to a point of healing that so that we can come into being in our birth family more. But sometimes that doesn't happen, and we have to leave our birth family, and we aren't reunited with them because our mindsets are too different. So again, it's just recognizing that and honoring that and continuing the healing process. So lots of links here. So like that on Great Cycles website, this really connects us to seeing the bigger picture. And so beyond today, we'll have day 10. Tomorrow will be the manifestation. Day 11, which will be what we need to let go of over the past 11 days. So again, it's working very practically with these 13-day processes. And so it's not abstract. This is the thing. This is the great guiding framework that comes from this process. Then we have day 12, and then finally we have day 13, which is the cosmic day, which is the shift day, the number 13. So on day 13, we get to look back over the process, and this is White Cosmic Wizard Day. So this is about the moon goddess. It's about letting the magic flow through us, so letting us really connect to the new story coming in, letting go of any of our issues around disempowerment, so we can become very much in our center now and feel empowered and feel that energy moving, feel as though we're flowing. So that's what this process is about. The more that we heal, and that's today's energy, the more we heal our ancestral pattern, and the more that we realize that we aren't limited to being stuck in that story anymore. The story on planet Earth has been stuck for a very long time, and so we have learned it very well, and we have embodied it very well. And so this is really, really key now, so that we can let go of the story. And this is how we birth a new world, through each one of us. So I've put this resource on there as well, the Mayan Oracle, if you want to check out these cards, because these are amazing cards. And if you'd like to know more about your personal pattern, about your ancestral pattern, if you'd like to begin with an initiation of what your Mayan sign is, then you can do this yourself. For me, this is all about empowerment of people, shaping our destiny through becoming our own healer, because that's what we are. We just need to learn the tools and learn the different frameworks. I offer support and guidance for people on their journey. And if you want to explore on a deeper level, then please do get in touch with me. And my message to everyone at this time is to take heart, to have courage, to know that this is a designed process that we have to go through. And the more that the individual keeps focusing on themselves and doing the inner work, setting themselves free from this history, the more that person will thrive, the more that person will change themselves, and as a result of that, the world will change. It will take a while for this process to happen, as we are seeing the manifestation of the shadow story of thousands of years on the planet now. However, if each person starts to heal their shadow, then the world will change, and I trust that this will happen. Lovely to connect to you today. I hope that you found this workshop, even though it's only touched in a tiny way on this amazing, amazing tool. I hope you found it practical and useful, and an initiation into a new way of being. Lots of love to you. Bye for now.